facility. Let's see over on the other side. Keep that production tab up so I don't forget. iNcontroL also adding a second robotics facility. That is just amazing how similar these two builds are. It makes me wonder if one player had been studying the other, or if both players came up with these builds basically on their own. And I mean, both of them very in sync with each other still, as was a little bit behind on the second set of assimilators there, but I can't imagine that he'll be too far behind from that, and the extended thermal lance is still not done yet for Az. He's going to send a probe over here just to see how iNcontroL is rebuilding, and he is going to get zapped immediately by the two Colossi, but these two gateways finishing now for iNcontroL. He's adding a Twilight Council now as well, so he will be able to get Zealot Charge or Stalker Blink, or even tech up to High Templar or Dark Templar with that Twilight Council, and Az does not have one anywhere on the field, so he's going to be not behind in tech, but he'll be able to focus more on these robotics facility units and all these gateway units instead of going for something a little higher up. And neither player actually has a forge yet, which is a little surprising. iNcontroL actually taking this third expansion here, going to try and throw up that Nexus, probably get even more gas income to support his 5 gateways and 2 robotics facilities. He's got a lot of Colossi on the field here. 4 Colossi is actually quite a lot. I mean, that's a big chunk of food there. Both players hovering around 105 to 110 food count at the moment. And iNcontroL dropping pylons basically all over the map. He's got them in strategic locations all around, just in case he gets caught with his pants down, as with only this one forward pylon up here by his high yield. And this probe is going to spot it here, I believe, yeah. And so Az warps in one Stalker, try and take out that meddlesome probe. Another, oh no, Twilight Council and a Forge coming in for Az. So Az now realizing that he needs to get his upgrades and gear, getting that Twilight Council and Forge so that he can have a superior army, at least upgrade-wise, to iNcontroL. iNcontroL is getting the charge upgrade for his Zealots, and more Colossi. He's up to 5 now, and 5 gateways. So 2 robotics facilities, charging Zealots, and Colossi seem to be the flavor of the day for iNcontroL. Az instead getting lots and lots of Colossi and mass Zealots, so he's probably going to want that Zealot charge too as soon as possible. He does have enough gas right now, getting a little behind on his spending. He does scout out one of these forward pylons by iNcontroL, going to go ahead and zap that down so that he can take that expansion, no problem. Charge now being researched and chrono boosted for, man, even 5 more Zealots coming in. He's really going to go strong with the Zealot army there. Looks like iNcontroL up and running with this gas already. 650 to 700 gas income, 69 harvesters to 59 harvesters. Gotta like that income of iNcontroL. He's going to be able to support all these production buildings pretty easily here. He's got, you know, excess money even now. Oh, Dark Shrine coming in for iNcontroL. Always got to have that production tab open. Get distracted with the little things. 2 Forges and a Dark Shrine coming in for iNcontroL. Whereas, and 2 more gateways, 3 more gateways. Wow, each Nexus supports 3 to 4 gateways, depending on what other production buildings you've got, such as the robotics facility or Stargates. But essentially, 1 Nexus, 1 fully operational base, is equal to about 4 gateways worth of production. So, Az on the move here with just a ton of Colossi, a ton of Zealots. Charge is not quite done for either player if you look up here in the production tab. And iNcontroL does spot that. Obviously his pylon just got destroyed by a whole ton of units, so he is able to march into place ahead of time so that he does not lose this expansion. And his gateway is now finishing up for iNcontroL as well, so he's going to be able to crank out even more units. If we look at the food count for both players, iNcontroL setting at 165, Az setting at 166. Both players still very even though Az has far less workers, I believe, at this point. He's got 11 less workers, which translates into big army. So Az now on the move with his tons and tons of tier 1 units. iNcontroL spots it with his observer right there, and how is iNcontroL going to respond to this? He is going to start mobilizing his entire army to make sure he doesn't lose too much. There goes that first pylon. The Colossi able to just shoot over that cliff, no problem. And not sure. Both armies kind of marching around now. Not sure where the other one is. Trying to, you know, find their enemy. An observer for Az dies right there a second ago. Sorry if you didn't see that, but Az losing that vision advantage, even though he does have another pylon here and both watchtowers, or at least one watchtower. To, you know, Az knows basically that iNcontroL's entire army is down here, and ooh, looks like iNcontroL's going to be dropping a Nexus here at his own high yield expansion. Az does not like losing his pylon so easily, and he is also researching Stalker Blink, whereas iNcontroL is starting the first round of upgrades for his ground army. So both players doing some work here. There is a Dark Templar of iNcontroL just chilling out up here at this top expansion. Not sure what that's about. Probably just scouted over there and forgot about him. But don't see any other Dark Templar on the field. If we check units, yeah, he's only got the one. But moving around, trying to protect this high yield as best he can. He'll be on 4 bases. I don't know, actually 3, because he's mined out at his main. And anyway, the Dark Templar cruising in there. We have Colossi for Az. The Dark Templar's course not going to be spotted. Oh, all these tier 1 units of iNcontroL rushing in toward this wall of Colossi. Wow, iNcontroL loses quite a few units there to the just wall of Colossi, and Az in return losing nothing. But that's going to be huge for this engagement, where all these tier 1 units of Az are able to soak up all the fire from the Colossi, and the Colossi are able to move in and start hitting the Colossi of iNcontroL. So this huge Colossi on Colossi battle is going to be decidedly in Az's favor because of all the tier 1 units that iNcontroL lost needlessly at the beginning of the skirmish. So too bad for him, but Az is now at 170 food. iNcontroL is sitting at measly 95. There are Dark Templar in play. As you see, that Dark Templar just killed a Colossus on his own, but all these tier 1 units wrecking the robotics facilities and all these Colossi up here, basically just shooting lasers randomly all over the place. But Az does need some observers in the area soon if he's going to deal with any Dark Templar. And it looks like, yep, another robotics facility going down, more and more stalkers coming in. iNcontroL does have his Dark Templar trying to work on these tier 1 units, and he does warp in 3 more Dark Templar, 6 Dark Templar, 7, 8. He has 9 Dark Templar here in this vicinity, just killing off all the Colossi and tier 1 units that he can. Az did just a ton of damage there, taking out that natural, and now he is going to go for this 3rd expansion. There's a huge maze of gateways here, trying to prevent too much aggression from Az, but these Dark Templar are just wreaking havoc on the tier 1 army of Az. He does not have an observer in sight anywhere, but you know, these Stalkers and Colossi trying to kill whatever they can. It looks like he is just going to sack his Stalkers and remaining tier 1 units there, because they are kind of trapped here by this huge wall of Dark Templar. You don't often get to say that, trapped by Dark Templar. But 2 Colossi able to escape from Az. It looks like that was still a huge exchange in his favor. He's got 130 food and control down to only 92, and he just warped in a ton of Stalkers right there. He does have some Dark Templar left on the field, but Az, if he's been keeping his macro up, yep, he looks like he has. He's got 2 more Colossi ready to go, lots of Stalkers and lots of Zealots. He's got 2-0 upgrades to the 1-1 upgrades of iNcontroL. So Az has the weapon advantage and the unit advantage. If he gets that, oh yeah, he's got 2 observers right there ready to take on these Dark Templar. The Dark Templar just melt under the fire of that Colossus wave barrage, and he is going to start ascending on this high yield mineral base of iNcontroL. Lots and lots of Dark Templar still in play, 6 of them, but these observers chilling right here, going to make sure those Dark Templar don't do squat. Looks like Az is still in a dominant position here. He's got just a much larger food army, 132 against 69, and after losing that base, iNcontroL is unable to come back, yells out GG, and leaves the game. So very well played by both players. Az able to take advantage of that huge battle that we saw up here, where it was just mass tier 1 versus mass Colossi. iNcontroL losing his the bulk of his tier 1 army actually ends up costing him the game in the long run. So well played again by both players. Congratulations to Az for moving on in the Global Gamers Invitational. Thank you for watching. Once more, I'm Josh Suth, and you're watching this cast on IC Cup TV. Thank you.